Game week is almost here. How are you feeling?
I'm super excited. Can't wait. I played Clemson last year, and we came on the losing end of that, so looking to change that.
How is this O-line kind of shaping up? I know you guys have a lot of depth. You're one of the veterans, but coming into a new program, the O-line, how do you think y'all are gelling so far?
Yeah, I just think it took time to build chemistry. Obviously, when you lose 4 NFL dudes, it's hard, but practice and reps, we've gotten a lot better.
What have you seen from Garrett?
Great leader. He could put the ball anywhere. You love to play for dudes like that, and we're going to protect them. So.
How have you and Garrett kind of built that connection? Obviously, just center quarterback exchange, obviously important in game, but I'm sure that goes just beyond game snaps and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think it started on my visit. I went to his house, talked for a while. He just broke down what he saw for us this year and told me I was a huge part of that and that I needed to be here. And same thing happened when I got here, just hanging out together, watching film, talking through what this team needs and what this offense needs. I feel like we're the leaders of the offensive unit, so just piggybacking off each other, and he's controlling the skills, and I'm honing in on the O-line and trying to get both parties right, and I think we've done a good job of that.
Braelin, what was it about LSU that made you decide to come here?
Yeah, I think it's 2 reasons. I wanted to, compete for a national championship. I feel like we fell short of that at my previous school, and I wanted to be developed. I feel like I took a big jump my freshman year and then kind of plateaued, and I knew I had more, and I just wasn't getting what I needed. So working with dudes like Coach Davis and even the assistants like Coach Clef and Coach Alexander, you're just around high ball knowledge, and my game has taken off since I've been here, just learning so much about defensive fronts and schemes and what we're trying to accomplish in each play and the result and what that will make.
Coach Kelly last week says it all starts with you on the offensive line, and then everything else kind of falls into place. But how would you describe your responsibility, and what do you do up there?
Yeah, I just think the center controls everything, whether that's communication, getting everyone in line. There's been a couple plays where, we run a zone play and someone goes the wrong way. And obviously, I don't think it falls on me, but that's what they expect here. I need to have everyone in line, knowing what they're doing. So that's been a little bit of adjustment for me, just becoming more of a vocal person and, taking control of a unit. But I've taken the challenge, and I feel like I'm getting really good at it.
And along those lines, the challenge and the responsibility when your first game is on the road in front of 80,000 people and it's going to be loud and so forth. I mean, how important are all those things that you just talked about?
Oh, super important. I mean, it's communication is key, and especially in an environment where there's 90,000 people and you call it Death Valley for a reason. You're not going to be able to hear each other. We just need to be on the same page, and we have some players who haven't had a ton of game experience, so just being there for each other and making sure everyone's on the same page is vital.
You talked about how you've grown since you've been here at LSU. In what ways have you grown?
Like I said, just understanding of defenses. Seeing a linebacker creeping up, and or there's a safety stack and knowing pressure's coming from this side, or reading on keys, like a dude is usually in this stance and he flips his hand down, he might be crossing face, just little things like that.
Coach Kelly spoke very highly of the offensive line, says I've coached a long time, seen a lot of first rounders. These guys are going to be good, but there's still competition at a couple of spots. Is that just speak to the fact that you've got a lot of talented guys and it's hard to decide, or what would you make of that?
Yeah, I think this group is super talented. I mean, there's 4 and 5 stars throughout the offensive line room. Every dude's hungry, and so there's only a couple of dudes who have a ton of game experience, and other dudes who are biting at the bit to get in there. But this group is very unselfish. We want the best 5 out there, and we want the best for each other. And so, it's a good competition, but we're going to get the best 5 out there.
How's it been working with Brad Davis?
I love Brad. I needed a coach like him to push me each and every single day. And that's on multiple levels, like communication-wise, going out there and practicing, because it's been a big adjustment for me coming here. And I'm from PA, I'm from Virginia, where it's not as hot. So coming down here, it was like, oh my gosh, like a microwave out here when I'm practicing. But I just learned how to fight through hard stuff and becoming more vocal. But yeah, Brad has definitely pushed me to limits I didn't ever think I could get, and I'm very appreciative.
This wide receiver room is stacked from top to bottom. Is there anybody that's surprised you this camp?
I don't know about anyone surprised me. I knew we had dogs everywhere. I would say that Trey Dez is so unique in the fact that, I saw a comment the other day that he could be covering, he could still be open, and that's so true. You don't see a lot of 6'7" dudes who can move like he can, that can go grab the ball up at a high level. And so that's just a matchup nightmare for anyone who's guarding them, and we're going to take advantage of that.
This defensive line has seemed to really put a lot of pressure on you guys. What have you seen from them throughout camp as well?
Yeah, there is a ton of talent in that room, and obviously they've went and got, did their work in the portal, and they're good. Like I don't know any way to put it. Those guys come in and compete every single day, and they get us better. I think we've had days where they have had great days, and other days that we came and responded, and I think you need that, and we're just getting each other better. But I expect a lot of sacks and a lot of TFLs and a lot of hectic going on in that game.
LSU didn't rank too high in rushing the football last year. It's been a big focus, it seems. What is it going to take to run the football?
Yeah, I think it's just understanding scheme better, what we're trying to accomplish on each play, and just focusing on the little details of each play, your footwork, your hand placement, your hat placement. Everything's so vital and can get overlooked. Coach Davis always says the play is won or lost in the first second. That's how quick it can happen. So, every single day he's very technical on what he wants, and I've seen huge strides like from the spring till now. We've come a long way.
How would you describe Jack Pyburn as a player as well as a teammate?
Yeah, he has a dog mentality. Every time he's on the field, he's a high motor dude, someone who works his tail off every single play. And then he's very aware, and he wants to better his craft. And I've seen big jumps from him. Like coming here, I was like, he's good, but now he's just keeps elevating.
Thanks, Brad.
Yep.
Thanks, David.